Hey friends, this is Nimisha here, your health, wellness and life coach. So I thought I would hop on here and just say happy weekend. I don't think I have ever waited so impatiently for this weekend to arrive. The reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like, or I have been juggling two full-time jobs. So one is my day job and the other lovely, beautiful full-time job is my 4-year-old daughter. She's 4, so she's not completely independent. So she wants to be around mummy and do all the fun stuff that 4-year-olds get up to, bless her. It's been challenging. And, I was coming into this feeling anxious, uncertain, and a little bit stressed out come Sunday evening, especially Monday morning, because I was trying to work out how I'm going to do all of this. And I know that, a lot of people, a lot of my friends, family, a lot of you have had, my clients included, have had these same feelings. So what I've discovered is I actually have some practical tips that I would like to share with you all to make this process or this challenge a little bit easier. Because we're currently living in kind of uncertain and unprecedented times, and we also need to stay healthy, look after our own health, look after our family's health, our children's health. And it is, there is a lot of pressure, there's a lot of stress that is put upon us. So, and it's completely natural. So if you're feeling these emotions, don't think it's just yourself. These emotions are completely natural, and we just need to look at how we deal with them. So, I've got roughly five top tips on how to stay focused, how to be stress and anxiety free as such, through this work from home situation that we've all been put in. Stay healthy, keep your energy levels up, and stay sane in the membrane. Okay, so tip number 1, you want to designate a workspace or a workstation within your house, your flat, wherever you live. You want to make sure that you have your space to work in, and you want people around you to know that this is your workspace, and also children as well. So again, these tips are not just for parents, of course. Even if you don't have children, then these tips are also useful for yourself as well. So number 1, designate a workspace, a workstation, and make sure that people around you, including children, know this is your place of work. You can also, for children, designate a little workspace for them, or a kind of play area for them. If they're 4, they just need a play area. But for my daughter, I do give her a workspace where she plays with her toys. She does all the activities she needs to do. And she's been waking up each morning pretending that she's going to nursery. She knows she isn't, but she just role plays, and she gives herself her teacher's name, and I'm one of the little kids. She calls me her children. So I'm going with the flow with that because it's working, and it gets her to do the things I want to do. It's great because, when I'm on a call or something, she's in her work area, and, she's quiet. Tip number 2 is try and do the physically demanding activities prior to your calls. So I've discovered that if you're doing any form of exercise with your children or for yourself, it's great to just go and do that before a call, because what I find is, I'm anxious, I'm stressful when we haven't done anything physically strenuous. So if we haven't done exercise, let's just say that. If I haven't done any exercise with my daughter, then I do find I'm restless and anxious on calls, and a little bit more, the stress levels are a little bit higher because I'm conscious that she's around. And, everyone's, my clients understand, and they're in the same boat as well. So, we have that, we know what's going on. But still, you want to stay focused. So having that adrenaline expelled out of your body as well as your child's body is brilliant, because adrenaline is a stress hormone, so it benefits us as well. But you don't want that adrenaline pent up, because that's what that's what causes anxiety and stress. So you want to just kind of expel that through some physical activity, which is the best form of release. So you release it and you just get into the calm. Once you're in the calm, tip number 3 would be at this time to possibly allow your child to maybe watch TV or have some screen time, depending on how long your call is. So if you have a call, it's best to let them do something like, screen time when you're on a call. Now, my calls can last an hour long or so. So I wouldn't want my daughter to be watching her tablet or watching YouTube for an hour, because I want to make sure I know what she is exactly watching. So what I'll do is I'll put the TV on, I'll put CBBS on, something that, she doesn't like all of the programs on CBBS, but there's activities around her. So if she gets bored of watching TV, she can do her colouring, she can do her handwriting, she can play with her dolls, she can play an instrument, her piano with her headphones on. She's got other options, and you know what your child likes best, so you know what to do in that case. But it's just after that, that they're in the calm zone, you want to take advantage of that while you're on your calls. Right, tip number 4 would be to make sure that you are looking after yourself in terms of food. So make sure you're make sure you're getting some nutritious foods inside your body as well as your child's body or children's bodies. And also staying hydrated throughout the day. So make sure you're staying hydrated throughout the day. I mean, if you're, for instance, on a fasting diet or just fasting, because you're at home, you may not want to eat as much, then of course just make sure that you're eating the right foods. That's what I was trying to say. So you're having the wholesome foods, wholesome snacks as well. And the same goes for your children. You don't want to be giving them, snacks or meals with high sugar content, because that's not going to benefit either of you. Because of blood sugar levels. So they will peak early and drop early because of the sugar content, the white sugar. It's not good. So you want to be having wholesome, nutritious meals. Okay, so that was tip number 4. Tip number 5, last but not least, by no means least, it is making sure that you and people around you, your children, you are having some meditative time. And what that means is having some sort of downtime, where, when I say downtime, that doesn't mean you jump in front of Netflix or scroll through Instagram or Facebook, as we are all guilty of doing. I'm going to have some downtime for 20 minutes. Where did those 20 minutes go on Instagram? Or scrolling through Facebook or watching those memes and videos that are popping up around the world and just being forwarded onto you is just too much. So let's all have a media detox or media diet. So let's control what we put into our minds as well. And that goes for our children as well. Let's control that positively, of course. So when I say downtime, I mean stay away from the screens and do something that doesn't involve your phone or a screen. It could be colouring, it could be going in nature. So one of the things I like to do, and a lot of my clients do, when I talk to them on our coaching calls, is they find serenity and calmness in just being in nature. And I like to do it in the morning, so it doesn't have to be an hour long. It's just 10 minutes in the garden. I know it's cold outside, but it's fresh and crisp, and I like that in the morning, where I can just breathe it in, breathe it out through my nose. I could have a cup of tea with me, cooling down, whatever it is. It's just my own time. And I can be mindful and be present. So meditation to me is being present in the moment and just being mindful around what's going on around you and how you are being. So that's the advice and coaching I give my clients. So whatever works for you, could be going for a jog, could be going for a bike ride, colouring in. There's adult colouring books. They're quite chill. They do make me feel relaxed too. So whatever works for you, but make sure that children are also having downtime. away from screens. And for children, obviously we can't go to the parks right now, but it would be great to go for a walk around the block. You can go into the park, sorry, but you cannot use, obviously you can't get on the swings and the slides. That's really actually not the right kind of downtime anyway. So expose them to nature, expose them to feeling grounded and safe, because that's what we want for ourselves and for our children, of course. So guys, those are my top 5 tips. I'll just summarize them. Designate a workspace for yourself and for your child. Tip number 2 is make sure you do exercise before any calls, client calls. Tip number 3 is have some quiet time, or when I say quiet time, that includes screen time. So you can watch TV, screen time, just to benefit you whilst you are on your calls with your clients or whatever you do as part of your job. Tip number 4 is ensure you're staying hydrated and eating wholesome, nutritious foods throughout the day, including snacks. So that's meals and snacks, of course. Tip number 5 is ensure that you are getting time to be in a meditative state. Meditative downtime, sorry. So you're having some downtime for yourself and for your children. Okay, so again, these tips are for people, for mums and dads out there who are currently working from home and just trying to work out how they're juggling it. Is hard, of course. I've got my husband upstairs on calls, I'm downstairs, and then you don't want your child in the middle trying to do like half like shift work. So daddy does morning calls, mummy does evening afternoon calls, or if it's just yourself, you're a single parent, is extremely challenging. So hats off to everyone out there doing what they can to ensure that they're working and looking after their children, because you know what, guys, you're doing an excellent job. And just keep doing it, because this too shall pass and we will be united and closer together, I think, in the future. So okay, enjoy the rest of your weekend and I will catch you on the other side. See you later. Take care. Bye.